Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Unity Code. I'm recording this episode on Friday, January 30th, which is the National Strike Day of no work, no school, no shopping. And I wanted to honor it in my own little way because little rebellious me absolutely worked today. Absolutely, because I needed to bring my light into the world today. And I want to talk about that a little bit. And I want to talk about the experiences I had on this National General Strike Day with all of you and why I worked and what I did. But also, I wanted to use this episode as a kickoff, as a starting point to offer recurring healing on this podcast for all of you. And yes, this is going to be posted to YouTube. And yes, it can be a little awkward to have these meditations or these healing sessions over a podcast episode. But I think that's the beauty of this, is that I want to make this healing accessible for all of you, regular for all of you. And so I don't know how long these episodes will typically be, but I wanted to use our Unity Code collective, all of you that are listening to this podcast episode, to amplify the energies of love and healing that we all need right now. I can't tell you how many practitioners that actively work with spirit, that actively live and breathe by high vibrations. I can't tell you how many of them have reached out to me this week saying how they feel like they're drowning, how they feel like these energies are so wild, how they feel so out of their own energy with everything that's going on in the collective. And I think there's things contributing to that. I think there's likely some doom scrolling going on, which is certainly happening with me. I think that there's a lot of empathy going on with the citizens of the United States, of Minneapolis, right? And I know it doesn't impact everybody the same, but I think we as empaths are so easy to tap into the vibrations of all of these energies. And I think it's so easy to tap into these energies because it's so amplified. And so I want to pause for a moment and say, if you are feeling energetically not like yourself, if you feel like you have had these tidal waves of energies that come and go, and you are not quite feeling yourself at this moment, in this month, in this year so far, I want to reflect back that you are not alone. But I also don't want you to stay in that energy, because those of us that are light workers, we have work to do. We can't simultaneously be the light and absorb the low vibrations. We can't do both. And it is this very unglamorous thing that I'm going to ask Spirit to say if they can give me a better analogy for this. Oh, they just did. I love this. I love working with Spirit. We can be the sun, or we can be the moon, right? And I'm just going to use this in terms of a vibrational frequency. I realize the moon is fucking awesome. But for this exercise, I'm going to say the moon is the dark. It's the shadow. And I'm going to say the sun is the light. And so if you are the light and you are moving into the shadow, into the dark, how much of your light is still shining? How much of that light is dimmed because you are absorbing and doom scrolling in the energies of the dark, of the shadow? And a lot of us light workers want to run into the shadow as the sun to light it up, but it doesn't work that way. It's almost like Loki trickster spirit energy that comes with that, because it's almost like this tempting energy of wanting to fix it because it's uncomfortable, knowing that you have the high vibration and skills and tools to help those in the dark. And so as the light, running into the dark with the absolute positive intention of helping, of transmuting, of changing the energy, of being the anchor in which other people can cling to find the light and light them up within the dark. But it doesn't work that way. We can't do that because once we go into the dark, our light dims. And so I've had people reach out to ask me, how am I traversing the energies of the current situation that is happening in the United States? And it is my old adage that I am trying to be like the horses in Central Park. I am putting the blinders on and I'm trying not to pay attention. But that's not good enough, is it? But I also know I can't run into the dark because it lowers my light. It dims my vibration. I said that backwards. Yes, I did. And instead, I'm going to offer you all an option 3. Because paying attention feels like shit. Ignoring it feels like shit. So how about instead we stay in the light and we send the light to the dark? We send the loving, amazing, high vibration energy into the night to make it realize you don't have to stay there either. To make it realize that it has the option to move towards dusk, to move towards twilight, to move into a lighter space. Because that is our job as light workers. It is not to go in and fix. It is to show the possibility of what is. And that's why I want to give the healing to all of you today. To remind you of your light, to remind you that you are here at exactly the right moment, at exactly the right time, in exactly the right place, wherever you're located. And we don't have to do this alone. We don't have to stay in the low vibrations, isolated, looking at the horrors on social media. We don't have to do that. We get to make the choice. And by making the choice, we set the standard for others in their ability to make a choice too. And so with this podcast today, I want to just spend a few minutes giving my own loving healing to all of you, inviting in my guides, but also inviting in you to participate as well. And I realize that not everybody has been formally trained in Reiki. And I've even debated in my head, like, can I just, I'm going to say it out loud. Can I just give you all Reiki on this podcast for free? Right? It's going to be Reiki light, energy healing, right? I'm going to call it, maybe I just need to rename it and just do my own little thing with it because I want to respect the modality that is Reiki, as you saw in the previous podcast episodes. But if you are a soul in a physical meat suit, you have the ability of energetic healing. It is your right as a spirit here in the 3D to access that level of energy and that level of healing. And so everyone that is listening to this podcast, you are able to do what I am about to do, and we can do it all together. And so I'm going to invite you in this moment to, if you can, I know not everyone can, but if you can, find a nice comfortable spot or at least a place to sit for a few minutes to steady your body, to steady your energy, and let's all connect together to give healing not only to ourselves, to remind us of the light, but also to give healing to the United States, to give healing and clarity to its citizens that are also, so confused and so traumatized, and give healing and light to those who have perished in this fight, and give us all strength and perseverance for what's to come. Because here is my honest take in this. And I do not want this to minimize what we have been through, what we are about to go through. But there is a bigger plan at play, one that you and I will not understand. And so I trust that whatever is happening in the United States is for the greater good of the evolution of where we're going. And that is what we're talking about. And I'm not talking about the ascension to 5D specifically, but I am talking about trusting that the universe, our souls, we are here to make a better future. And it does not mean that that path is easy. And it does mean that path is not without strife and difficulty and death and tears. But I do trust that there will be good at the end of this story. I do trust that the good guys will come out on top. I know that whatever is about to happen is going to unfold exactly the way that it's supposed to unfold. And in those difficult moments, I will trust that there is deeper meaning and purpose to it that I do not understand. And in every story I hear, I trust that I will feel hope, that I will feel love, that I will feel the community coming together to change the wrongs that are so deeply ingrained in our society. So let's take a moment here to settle our energy, to call in our guides, our loved ones, the archangels, the galactic beings, all of the spirit, animals, and souls that support us in the journey and evolution here on planet Earth. And I call in all of you listening to this podcast at this moment. And I stand right beside you, holding hands, bringing a circle to this incredible group as we hold our energy in this incredible Unity Code collective circle, connecting to each other, connecting to the guides of each other, connecting to the ancestors of each other who are saying, never again, we are not allowing this to happen. And so as we bring our energies all together, I want you to notice the sensations that you are receiving in this moment in your physical body. I want you to notice whether the top of your head, your crown chakra, is starting to buzz or vibrate. I want you to notice whether your body internally has changed temperature. Does it feel warmer? Does it feel cooler? I want you to notice your hands and whether they feel warmer or cooler or if they're buzzing. I want you to notice your body, your energetic field. Did it shift? Does it feel more expansive? Do you notice a color with your energy? Whatever you are experiencing in this moment, is the activation, letting you know not only the connection that you have with every soul in this circle together, but also your connection and right to divine healing, divine love, divine support, and that you can be an anchor for the light, the universal energy that is here to move us all forward. And so as we feel these incredible vibrations, I want us to imagine a planet Earth right in the middle of our Unity Code collective circle. Can you see in your mind that planet just turning slowly, the clouds and the blues of the oceans, and the green and the tans of the plains and the grass? And can you feel the vibration of the people on that planet? Can you feel the buzzing in your heart space, in your hands, in your body? That buzzing is the energy, your energy, knowing how much healing is needed for our planet. You are on that planet needing healing too. So as we all draw our attention directly on this planet, as we all envision planet Earth right now, all at the same time, I want you to imagine you sending loving energy, healing energy from the top of your head, moving down through your arms and out your hands to planet Earth. That universal energy coming down from the top of your head is the energy of spirit, is the energy of love, is the energy that is endless. It will always be. It will never deplete you or your energy. It just flows through you, giving love to the planet. You may notice your heart center lighting up, or another piece of your energy field lighting up to support this transmission as well. Allow it to just be and flow exactly the way that it wants to flow. You may notice your heart space growing beautiful, bright green and glowing out to planet Earth to help the love as well. You may notice your solar plexus in the middle of your stomach glowing a beautiful golden aura, also sending loving, powerful energy out to planet Earth, as that solar plexus is your power center. It is reminding people that they have a choice, that they can choose differently. And as you may notice, potentially, the sacral chakra and the root chakra, the bottom two chakras in your body, also lighting up to support the grounding and safety needs of the planet. Know that whatever energy is coming from you into the healing of planet Earth, or through you from the universal energy to the healing of planet Earth, is exactly the unique energy that you can provide to help the people here on planet Earth. And that is the beautiful thing about this exercise, is that every single one of you has a unique vibration, unique strengths, unique ways of looking at things that is allowing planet Earth to heal a little bit every time you do this exercise. And the culmination of all of our uniqueness is exactly what the planet needs to move forward in this story. Let's take a minute here just to sit Continuing to send this loving energy, which you may feel a buzzing on your body while it's doing so, to planet Earth with the healing it so desperately needs right now. And so as we're sitting here sending this healing in the silence, you may notice thoughts, words, images that are coming to mind. Just let them gently flow in exactly as they're needed for you at this time. As that beautiful healing energy continues to be delivered, I see my students in my head wrapping up this planet in beautiful ribbons of Reiki energy, allowing the energy we just transmitted to it essentially be shielded in just like a little ribbon ozone layer without a hole in it that allows that healing energy to stay in our atmosphere as long as those ribbons of light are needed to hold in for this energy to integrate. Do you feel that? Do you feel that energy shift in you? Do you feel the lightness in your body? The release of the pressure and stress on your shoulders? Do you feel the mental chatter quiet? Wow. I just felt everybody that's doing this exercise, because we are on planet Earth, move up several levels of vibration. Did you feel it too? And so, as we thank each other, thank you for being here to support this mission of healing and raising the vibration of planet Earth. And as I thank your guides, your ancestors, your loved ones, the galactic beings, whoever is here supporting us on the spirit side, I want to thank them for being here as well. I want to bring you back into the present moment, back into your body. So pay attention to your breathing. Start wiggling those fingers and toes if you haven't already. And take a nice deep breath in and out. I can't believe the sensations I just felt doing that exercise with all of you. And when I say I can feel it, I can feel it. I can feel that you're here. And I know that sounds, maybe it sounds wild. I just want you to know that I can feel your vibration of being here and supporting us. So thank you for trusting me to walk through this with all of you. You have made a difference. You have. you can feel the difference yourself, because the way that you feel right now is the way that other people are suddenly, unexpectedly feeling lighter as well. And ask around, ask your friends, your family, after you listen to this podcast, whether they feel a little lighter today too. It's my social experiment, everybody. I'll be doing more of these for sure. But in the meantime, what happened earlier today was this beautiful story I want to share with you, and I'm not quite sure where it's going to go. But I had my spirit communication class today, and this is a class that has been going on since September of 2025. And we have been learning all of the different modalities of spirit communication. So we have been learning energy work and psychic work and mediumship and how to do mediumship and spirit guides. And we just wrapped up spirit guides today. We have Akashic Records and Galactic Akashic Records coming up in the coming months as we close out this incredible class. But what came up today was a class of how to talk to your own spirit guides, how to engage them in guidance and wisdom. And we reviewed several different ways that this amazingly talented group, like I can't throw enough flowers on these women. They're amazing. All of these different ways to connect to their guides. And it was beautiful watching the unfolding of all of them receiving these messages and teaching them how to work best with their guides, to understand the frequencies and messages that they're getting and how like what types of questions to ask. And at the very end of the session, these guides came in to essentially do this bonus round after I've taught them how to, when I say we, it's me and their guides, teaching them how to connect to them. The last exercise was this bonus edition where I wanted them just in the middle of class, just like I do with all of you all the time, just open up and see if there's a message for anyone in the class, for any collective message that needed to be relayed. And it was beautiful. It was beautiful. And what Spirit had me do before that moment is pull 5 cards. And I didn't know what the 5 cards were for. And it was a little light in the class today. I get it. It's the strike day. We're not supposed to be learning today. But there were 5 women in that class today, which is very light again. And all of their messages were related to a card that was sitting in front of me. And so as they were relaying their beautiful collective messages, I put these cards in order based on the messages they gave and the order that they related to the group. And so I wanted to share their collective messages. It's not, I think it is. I'm going to use theirs as a starting point. I hope you don't mind, team, my lovely students, but there's more to it. And I'm not reading necessarily the messages they gave in the class. I'm reading the messages of the cards as they've laid them out in order to me, which I think is going to be a little bit of both. But here we go. So the first card is achievement. And this card is, it's going to take me a while. I'm going to very quickly describe the card. This card is essentially a beautiful vision of a light being on the ground and almost looks like a hawk flying in the sky. And you could argue that this is a weird angel. I don't know what this is. It's very abstract. But there's all this darkness and trees behind them. And so the message I want to give with this card is for all of us light workers here on the ground in planet Earth. Know that you are divinely guided and supported. know that you have a whole team of guides that are looking out for you and watching for your own safety and well-being. And their job is to take care of you so that you can take care of the collective. And on this card, coming out from this light being that is on the ground in front of all these dark woods, in front of the shadows, this is emanating these massive light beams outside of its heart space. And so your job is to shine brightly. Shine brightly. Don't worry about the forest. And if you need help, ask for help from your team. That is your step one. I'm holding the card up on the video. For those of you that are listening to this, I will take a picture and immediately add it to my social media scheduler so that you can see these images because they are powerful. And by the way, this is the Between Worlds Oracle deck. The next card is the Valley. No, I'm laughing. The Valley of Unity. And I was just telling my... I'm sorry. I was just telling my students that I wanted to do things like this on the podcast and like how my spirit team had me rename the podcast and how, like, can I be honest with all of you for a second? Famous last words. I hate the name of this podcast now, but they're like, that's what you're naming it. Because it needs to be about the unity. It needs to be about the collective and bringing people together. And that's exactly what this next card is. So the Valley of Unity. And this card is this beautiful card with, birds facing all these different directions. Oh, and it looks like a bunch of little hills leading up to this tower of a tree at the top. And I'm going to read it a little bit differently than the person in my class. Because what I'm paying attention to as I look at this card is that 3 birds are facing the right direction and 1 is facing left. Now, I don't read into the right versus left, The tides are turning. It's what I hear when I look at this card. The tides are turning. And even though it's not pretty, what is happening right now is waking up the masses and challenging their ideals and their values versus what the behaviors are of their leaders. And what is happening right now is people are starting to realize there is a mismatch between their values and the systems they have believed in for so long. And so it's not your job. It is not your job to convince anybody that their beliefs and the people they follow are wrong. All you have to do is stay with your values, shout them from the mountaintops if you want, but your job is to stay solely in the vibration of your own values and let them learn to start looking in a different direction. Because the more that you stay steadfast and grounded in your truth, in your reality, in your values, and behaving and acting in alignment with those values, the more that people are going to realize, oh shit, they know what they're doing. They're going to start realizing how shifty their experience is and how yours is not shifty at all. And they're going to want the stability like you feel the stability. So your job is to stay grounded into your truth, your values, your energy. And at the back of this card is a little mountain with a gorgeous tree on top. You are the one source of hope for many people. Stay grounded in your truth. Do not look around. Do not change directions. Do not look at other vibrations. You stay in your energy and let them find you. Let them see the light differently. Card 3. Emergence. And this is an egg that is dark in color, that is literally bursting with light. It looks like this light is literally going to crack open this dark egg, and it is surrounded at the top of this card by seemingly bird or angel looking beings. The divine path has already been set, everybody. The divine path has already been set. Let me say that one more time. The divine path has already been set. There is nothing that any of the darkness can do to change the destiny of the light becoming the leader. There will always be darkness, and our systems are set up to pay attention and to reward the darkness. But the light is coming, because the light shines through and reveals what the darkness is truly made of. Be the light that compounds on each other, that amplifies with each other. And send that loving light to those in the dark who need it most. Because when the dark is lit up and the shadows are revealed, that is the fastest way to turn those heads into new directions. That is the emergence card. Oh my gosh, I love this next card. It has come up every day this week for me. It is called the Gardener, and it looks like this very steampunk bird / woman that literally is growing. This must be an AI deck that is growing. Sorry if it is. I didn't know that if it is, but I'm just looking at it and being like, that's not a normal picture. That is growing greenery out of the top of its head, out of each of the arms, and is very rooted. And this card has a very, very different energy. This card is the rebuilding, the growing. Once we remove the structures that are going to inevitably fall, it's the reinvention of the new. So this is both a card to signify, again, the growth that it will happen after the emergence, and also the giving, the community that is going to come with it. Because in order to break big systems, people need to come together. And so that inevitably will lead to communities of people closer than they ever have been, supporting each other, right? Just like we did, after World War II, right? Like after all of these major wars, is just this cohesiveness and community, and everyone kind of marching in the same glorious, beautiful direction. It's coming, is what I'm hearing them say. And this last card, you don't stamp out hate with hate, you stamp out hate with love. It's a very Martin Luther King-esque quote there, Spirit. So the last card is called Kinfolk, and it is two birds facing each other in the light, supporting what looks to be, I don't know what this creature is, but it looks to be like a child or somebody that's wrapped up in lots of clothing and needs a lot of love and attention. Know the strengths of you and the community around you, and know that everyone in the future will be protected and loved and guided for. And this is the last message I want to leave with you. And this is not a small message by any means. And let me ask Spirit to reassemble the words in my head so I can make this as beautiful as an experience as I possibly can for all of you. Many of you today already feel the vibrations of the future. And that's why you are so righteous in your beliefs for the necessity of change. And that's why you feel the deep rooted anger that you feel. Is because you, at some level, in your conscious or subconscious, can feel the vibration of the future, which has already happened because time is not linear. And so you are living in the present moment, the present circumstances, getting angrier and angrier with this deep-seated knowing that it should be different, that these structures should have already fallen, that humanity can do better, that these systems and structures are wrong in every way. And you feel that so deep in your bones, this knowing that this is all wrong, that this is careless. And there comes with the energy of that, this belief of, don't they know better? Shouldn't they be doing better? But the reality is that you can feel that energy because you are supposed to, because you need to be anchored into this future vibration of hope, of change, of possibility. That is by design for you. And those of you that feel that energy, that know deep in your bones, in your soul, what the future feels like, what the present should feel like, you are the ones who are being called upon to stay in the light. Not fix the dark, stay in the light. Be the lighthouse that other people need to find. And so if you are feeling this anger, this desperation, this possibility for change, but we're not there yet, don't get upset. Don't get angry. Don't wallow in the reality that is today. That is the facade that people are living in right now, but you see through it. So the fact that you can feel the energy of the future and what's coming, let that be your guiding light while you become the guiding light for others. Be the light, everybody. I thought this would be quick. It was not quick. Very impactful, very much needed. And so I am going to invite all of you to come with me on weekly adventures of healing. And I don't want to be the only one leading the circle, because I know that so many of you are gifted and fucking talented healers, light beings, vibrations. I want to hear from you. If you feel called to step forward and help me lead an episode of healing, of channeled messages, I want you. I want to hear from you. Let's do this together. Let's light up this world with high vibration together. Join me on the Community Code Collective. Send me an email. Fill out the form on my website. I don't care how you get to DM me. I don't care. I need you to help me lead. Can you help me lead? Let's light up this fucking world together, everybody. Go, be the light. I am sending all of you love. And if you need to ever borrow my energy and my light to help you light yours, you will always have it. Just ask for it. Sending you all the love until next time here on the Unity Code. Take care.